You know, going towards the end of 2017, when S-Man had made his review of that year, he had such high ambitions for what would happen in 2018. But then 2018 got bogged down by a whole bunch of drama, Bacon Gate to Jossegate to the most serious of them, that being the Zoe scam. And by the way, I will not be mentioning a whole lot of Jossman in this review, and I don't plan to get very long-winded in this year in review of 2019. But since I'm on that, though, I'd like to thank you and congratulate you, Jocelyn, for generally throughout this year leaving us alone. And I know that I haven't been perfect. I think that neither of us have been perfect, absolutely perfect in leaving us alone and not really mentioning us a whole lot. But that aside, still, I'd like to thank you for generally leaving us alone. But yeah, 2018, S-Man had such high aspirations and ambitions for that year, in that he was going to focus less on social issues like he had been in 2016 and 2017 and focus more on economic issues. And to a certain extent, he got that done, and I would say that I got that done as well. But probably not as much as either one of us would have because, again, we got bogged down by so much of the drama, and so therefore we had to explain so much stuff about all them dramas, especially the Zoe scam being the most serious of them. But 2019 was a fresh new start, and 2020 will be looking like that as well. 2019, I feel like that we did get some of our ambitions in. And man, looking back, 2019 has been such an exciting year. From all the various response videos that I have done, and to all the various interviews and debates I've done with other people, all the way down to the debate even that I've had with Owen towards the beginning of this year, and whatever drama that did happen in 2019 hasn't been as effective or hard hitting as back in 2018. Whenever it did exist, anyways. Like the drama with Rin, even like as much as it overall kind of saddened me that ultimately we, yeah, we got on bad terms with one another. It was still like, in a way, it was kind of fun commentating on that drama. And with the Owen debate, really, I would say I'm just going to reiterate right now that I think that I did win the abortion part of that debate. A lot of other people do as well, so I'm not alone in that opinion. And even on the racism part of that debate. My thought is maybe my body language wasn't the best in that debate, but really, there was nothing of substance really to be discussed in that. Like Owen was just grasping at straws as far as what to talk about, it seemed. Not really talking about anything of real substance. Grasping onto the fact that we were laughing at Ham being racist. I'm still not convinced that Ham himself is a racist, but even if I was to grant the benefit of the doubt that he was being racist, and we were laughing at that kind of fucked up thing that was happening, just trying to make light of it. I mean, ultimately, I don't know. Ultimately, I don't know why that we found it funny. But it's not because we believe that the stereotypes or whatever that he was like mentioning and making fun of or whatever, that we believe that they're real, that those black stereotypes or other things that might have been said more seriously by people of the past, like during the slave trade or whatever. We do not believe in those stereotypes or anything like that. I mean, to be going off of that and saying that therefore all of the rest of us are racists ourselves is pretty dumb in my opinion. It's about as dumb, it's about as stupid as saying that somebody who goes laughing or making 9/11 jokes wishes, advocates for, and is glad that 9/11 happened. That 3,000 people died because two planes crashed into two towers. It's stupid. And so henceforth, by extension, we do not believe in those stereotypes or whatever else have you. Whenever we go laughing at any potentially racist joke, not even just pertaining to Bacongate, when Eddie Griffin or Louis C.K. or Gabriel Iglesias be making a race-based joke or whatever, we don't actually believe it's true. Just laugh at it because I don't know exactly why. People have their own reasons. But it does not mean that we actually look at those people inferior or whatever. That's my quick commentary on that. And it was fun, all the collaborations that I did. I finally got done my collaboration with Loudmouth Reviews, which we had started like in mid 2018 and then didn't get finished until like mid to late 2019. It's kind of ridiculous. And I'm still like in the process of making the Ratchet and Clank movie review. That's probably going to get released on BitChute, by the way, everybody. A BitChute exclusive. Just FYI on that. And then, of course, there's the response video to Tim Horn that I did, which really, Tim likes to tell me to take the L and think that he absolutely destroyed me, but really I don't consider that an L. I really consider there to be a big W in my favor for that fight. I don't even call it a drama really. But it was a fight nonetheless. The response videos and all the Twitter fights and YouTube comment fights and all that stuff. But really, the reason why I consider it to be a W is because one, it got me a whole crap ton of views. Even now, my video is sitting 100 views at least, or something around that, higher than his response video to that same video. And I don't think that that's solely because of him, because I mean, I don't know how to exactly commentate on it, but even, I mean, especially taking into consideration the sizes of our channels, relatively speaking, my video did better than his because he's like 4 or 5 times bigger than me as far as subscriptions go. Yet my video did more successful. And I don't think that is, again, I do not find that to be solely because of him making a response video. Because it did not do so well itself, at least in comparison. And in relativity to the size of our channels. And probably the biggest reason why I consider that to be a bit of a win is because it showed to me the loyalties that I have of my fan base and all of my friends. It showed it more. It was more prevalent then than it was back in October of 2018 when Owen had initially smeared me of being anti-bodily autonomy. So allegedly. And again, it was more prevalent in the response video to Tim than it even was right then with Owen. And so I would like to thank everybody for the general support, not just in the fight with Tim Horn, but just in general. It's just that Tim Horn was the biggest sign of that support and loyalties, I guess. And I'm also going to be getting down to responding to that video. I did respond to that video with Conundrum on a couple of live streams, and we did kind of meander a little bit too much in our response to Tim, but hey, my edited response video to him is not going to be near as long as that. And by the way, if you haven't like checked my library right now, by now my entire catalog except for this video and my video ranting about Kappa, aside from these 2 videos, everything in my catalog is privated or at least unlisted right now, in case you're wondering, because of Kappa. Not because of anyone else, but really because the drama hadn't been really as effective in this year, in 2019, in comparison to 2018. I mean, 28 just had a little bit of sting with of how many friendships that we lost. I mean, I guess that's the biggest reason as to why that the drama with Rin this year wasn't as effective was because before 2019 had hit, back in late 2018 was when that I had lost Rin as a friend. So therefore, it wasn't as hurtful in 2019 as it probably was in 2018. And really, when speaking of drama, like the most hurtful that it did get for this year was a little incident that I had with that we had with Chris and Faith, and I'm not going to be mentioning the nitty gritty details of that, but everybody involved knows what happened about that. That's about the darkest that it got for this year. Not even Darkgate really got to that level. And by Darkgate, I'm meaning the whole incident of everybody bitching and moaning at me about me calling Owen nigga in my economic rights response video to him. Um, and really, uh, I'm just, I'm just liking the salt from that I'm getting from that video. Really, I mean, for all the vitriol that I got from that video, nobody was able to respond to the actual substance of that response video. No, people were just bitching and moaning and complaining about the fact that I used a racial slur. Whether or not I should have actually used it or not is besides the point. But because I used it in the least bit, it served as response insurance or anti response insurance. Nobody has yet made a substantive response to that video. No, you called Owen nigga, even though, by the way, there was like a live stream that Owen did, and I really did not find it initially worth responding to. I still don't really find it that much worth responding to unless Rin or Owen are to make videos in connection of that stream. But I'm probably going to give my 2 cents. But it's ridiculous the standards that people have with racial slurs. And even Geek, like going towards the end of that stream with Owen and whatnot, he kind of mentioned a self-defeating point because he admitted that, yeah, I called him a nigga before I ever called Owen a nigga. I called some random geek a nigga, like in my initial review video of Bacon Gate. I had been all like, really nigga, to some random geek, and he admits to it. So, kind of takes out the whole racial discrimination part of it, of who I like call nigga or so forth. Really takes out that whole aspect of it, the whole race-based aspect of it. Heck, I've even like over Twitter called Tim Horn a bitch-ass nigga, like when we were in the heat of fighting with one another in October of this year. But overall, it has been a bright and exciting year. And, man, and my thoughts are all over the place with this video. But back on that live stream that I've been referencing to that Owen hosted, there's only really two things that are worth responding to it. Like, overall, that stream, it was just full of nothing but a bunch of petty non sequiturs and just grasping at straws and all sorts of stuff, like non sequiturs, like how I would dare like tweets of people that are responding to Owen, and so on and so forth. That's not an issue. Me seeing the fights that Owen would get into and liking his detractors' tweets, that's not an issue. But the only two things that are really worth responding to is that at one point Owen had called me, falsely accused me of being a liar, by the way, by claiming that I was supposedly saying that his original video talking about the commodification of rights, that I was saying that that video was about me. No. No. Simply no. The only thing that I was saying was that I thought that the fight on Twitter that we had like a few days or a few hours before he had released that video, I thought that that had sparked the idea for him to make that video. That's all I said. And I did not think that it was coincidence. I mean, if Owen was really planning on making that video talking about commodification of rights anyways, despite whether or not that I had got into a fight with him on Twitter, I mean, and it's just pure coincidence, the timing of all of it, well then, fine. If that's really the case, well then I'll give Owen the benefit of the doubt on that. But that's just my theory, that I don't think it's coincidence, and I think that Twitter fight gave him the idea, maybe I should make a video about this subject. But no, I was not saying at all that he was making the video about me or even about the fight itself that me and him had with each other. I was just saying that that's what inspired him to want to talk about the subject. Not me or the fight, but just the general subject of commodification of rights. The second thing that was mentioned on that stream, really, that is only worth responding to, is the thing that Rin was talking about how I mentioned that she asked me to help with response videos. And she was conflating that general talking point. Like, really, she did ask me to help make videos, and I obliged. That's all that I was saying. But apparently she was trying to connect some talking point of views, making it out to be like if I was trying to make it out that, oh, it's because of me that Rin has all the views that she has. No. I'm not. I was never saying that I was responsible, that it's because of me why Rin got a whole bunch of views. All I was saying is that she asked me to help, and I helped. And that's the truth of the matter. It's not because of me that she got her most popular videos as viewed as they are. I never said that. So I don't know if Rin was outright lying right then or she was just being stupid. Maybe a combination of both. Maybe just outright stupid. But despite all that, it was a good year. It really was a good year. The debate with that I teamed up with Rational Outlaw against Filthy Heretic and Esoteric the Free in this month, still being December 2019. The numerous response videos, focus camera. The numerous response videos and highlight videos, and short little editorials, like I finally got my editorial about abortion done and uploaded, as was kind of somewhat requested by S-Man. Man, I want to talk about this, but I feel like that I don't have a proper segue for this. Even with Google it overall, even in the heat of fighting over abortion, wasn't as bad as in 2018. There's a certain incident that she had revealed on public Twitter, but I will not be mentioning out of courtesy to her. But people that might have seen that tweet might know what I'm talking about. But there's a certain incident that happened in her personal life that makes it understandable. Not justifiable, though. That makes it understandable as to why that she would take other people's abortion beliefs personally. Not justifiable. So I would still appreciate that if nobody took my abortion beliefs so personally. But if they are, well then that's when they become essentially, I guess, enemies, for lack of better wording. Or I at least stop caring about them anyways. But in all seriousness, Google it. I've been hearing that you recently that you're pregnant, thanks to S-Man Speaks, and I would like to say congratulations. But why is it that Owen takes my abortion beliefs so personally? He'll mention the fact that I'm against abortion just out of left field, it seems like. Like, even when in the heat of the moment, that the heat of the moment issue is not does not have anything to do about abortion. Even if the heat of the moment issue has nothing to do about abortion, in some of the circumstances, he'll bring up my abortion beliefs just out of left field. Oh, how dare he respond to me in this sort of manner or whatever. Oh, and by the way, this same person is also against abortion. And it all started way back in 2017. I can't even remember the exact month back in 2017 when he said that I'm a bad friend to other people just because of the fact that I am a bad friend in general, just because of my abortion beliefs. So it's understandable, at least for what I know, as to why that Google it would take people's abortion beliefs so personally. But why is it that Owen takes people's abortion beliefs so seriously? Or so personally, I mean. Personally and seriously. I'll never know. Probably never will. Probably never will. That's probably a personal life thing or whatever, but I'll never know, and I don't really care to know. All I will say is that if Owen really wants me to show him any respect, then he ought to like stop smearing me for my abortion beliefs, acting like I'm this horrible person or whatever. I think that was it though on the kind of bleak stuff. And as for Google it, I would more so than handful of other people prefer to be on good terms with Google it if she goes ever watching this video. But yeah, I say firmly, it was a good year. Had some fun hangout streams, although really dank ones like particularly my birthday celebration stream. This stream's celebrating all the milestones that I've had in this year as far as subscriber growth goes and the subscriber growth itself. It's been a good and exciting year. All the debates, all the interviews, all the response videos that be really raking in the views and so forth, and all the friends I've made throughout this year. Properly getting introduced to Reckless Trucker and Don the Pleb, and all the ANCAPs as well, like Corey, Nate. Like I got vaguely introduced to them in 2018, but 2019 I got to know them a whole lot better. Night Shift 10,000. Um, yeah, I'm sure there's other people that I'm forgetting. I'm just drawing a bit of a blank and ready to get on and done with this video. I said that I wasn't going to be long-winded, but here I am right now at about 24 minutes. But anyway, looking forward to 2020. Really am. Although 2020 is probably going to be less prolific in video content than in 2019. Because I I have some ambitions for my personal life. I will be setting up a subscribe star. Like some people mentioned the idea of setting up a subscribe star or some other for like people to donate money for creation of content on my YouTube channel or my BitChute channel. Which again, go and subscribe to my BitChute. If you don't already have a BitChute, get a BitChute. But I'm going to continue making content. It's just going to be kind of a slowdown. And for the next few months, it's probably going to be a changing of format, less response videos, at least on YouTube anyways. I might still upload the response videos on BitChute, but they're going to be BitChute exclusives. It's probably mostly just going to be plain old news streams and highlight videos. That is after we know for certain of what's going to happen regarding COPPA, because I really don't want my progress and on my videos and whatnot to be lost with the fun format of the gaming footage and all that stuff. And I hope to be going through this journey of 2020 with all of you. every last loyal fan and subscriber. And that's all I think I have to say for in regards of this year. It's been fun. Looking forward to 2020. Have a happy new year. And God bless you all.